Then I called the elevator. Then I opened the elevator grate. Then I took the elevator to the second floor. I opened the elevator grate. Then I read cultural announcements. I read cultural announcements. Then I read cultural announcements. I read cultural announcements. Then I opened the door. Later, I entered the room. As I walked in, Madame Capet was standing by the desk, counting money from the suitcase. She didn't notice me. I told her to return my designs. It's obvious that she was interested only in the money because she gave them back without hesitation. I drank some decent champagne. I sneaked towards her and stabbed her in the liver. After a blow, she slipped on the floor and died in a pool of blood.
So, you admit that you killed Marie Capet?
Oui, Monsieur le Président. I killed her.
Please continue your testimony.
I went out into the corridor. Then I opened the door. I read cultural announcements. I opened the elevator grate. Later, I took the elevator to the ground floor. I opened the elevator grate. Later, I opened the door and walked out into the street. For a moment, I admired the charms of Montmartre. I opened the door and entered the building where my apartment is. In the hallway, I passed the neighbor who was coming out of the building. He pointed out the traces of the victim's blood on my clothes, but I was too nervous to care. Then I opened the door. I decided to use the stairs instead of the elevator. Then I opened the door to my apartment and entered. I used the stairs. Then I opened the door. I changed into clean clothes. I was tired after the banquet, so I immediately went to sleep. I was even too tired to undress.
Is it all you want to testify, Monsieur Eaton?
Oui, Monsieur le Président.
And so I close the hearing. It is time to present your positions.
Monsieur le Président, the accused tried to trick himself off the responsibility. He used cunning rhetoric, trying to hide more and more of his new lies. However, in view of the evidence presented by the prosecutor, I have no doubt that Alfred Eaton, defendant who appeared today before the court, murdered Marie Capet in cold blood. Please, let the High Court not be deceived by his tearful stories about a poor gypsy from the country who gained his success with hard work, and which Marie Capet so cleverly tried to destroy. It was the accused who destroyed the life of a poor girl and her family with full premeditation. And what did that poor girl do to deserve such cruel fate? She was searching for a better life, and was employed as a maid in the same building in which a dangerous psychopath lived. According to the prosecution, the accused is guilty, Monsieur le Président. Therefore, I apply for recognition of Alfred Eaton, defendant who appeared today before the court, guilty of all charges against him, and for imposition of the death penalty by beheading on the guillotine. Thank you. Monsieur le Président, Monsieur Prosecutor used a lot of high-flown words. However, during the preparation of indictment, he made many mistakes. As to the hotel room, my client had rented the room in the Caucasus Hotel on the night of the murder. However, as he testified, he had planned a meeting with a prostitute, not to murder Marie Capet. As to the alleged attempt to use the torture device on the victim, my client did not intend to use his interrogation device, which the prosecutor describes as a torture machine, neither on Marie Capet nor on anyone else. This is indicated by the letter sent by my client to the Ministère de la Justice with a proposal of a lawful use of the equipment to serve the law as well as society. The journal of Alfred Eaton clearly proves it, where he writes that he does not intend to use his device against honest, innocent people. It is important to emphasize the relationship of Marie Capet and my client. According to the testimony of the victim's parents, she felt a deep resentment and contempt, both for my customer and for his work and success. It is confirmed by Madame Capet's read, a socialist work of Karl Marx, which was created to destroy the minds of young people. Newspaper clippings about Alfred Eaton were found in Marie Capet's room. Is it not strange? It makes this resentment towards my client possible. As to the meeting with Marie Capet in his apartment, indeed, Marie Capet came to visit my client at his apartment, and Alfred Eaton let her in, not expecting such a sudden attack. Hence the victim's fingerprints in the apartment of my client, and traces of Monsieur Eaton's blood, which were mentioned by the prosecutor. Marie Capet came to the apartment of my client with the intention of theft. This is indicated by the letter that my client found in the room of Madame Capet. Outside the door to his apartment, Alfred Eaton found a glove that Marie Capet had lost during the assault on my client. This explains the strange conclusions of the fingerprint expertise mentioned by the prosecutor. The fact that said glove belonged to Marie Capet is proved by the fact that my client found the glove from the same pair in the room occupied by the victim. As for the murder, as my client testified, he killed Marie Capet. On the other hand, what is important, during the alleged offences, he acted under the influence of drugs, which could have significantly affected his ability to recognize his own actions. This is a mitigating circumstance, and I ask the court to take it into account. As for the testimony of the neighbour who saw Alfred Eaton entering the building covered in blood, my client had fully confirmed the witness's testimony. Thank you, Monsieur le Président.
Monsieur Eaton, please hurry. The court is ready to announce the verdict. The verdict on behalf of the République Française. The court, as present, hereby finds that Alfred Eaton, accused of murdering Marie Capet, is guilty, recognizing at the same time that he acted under conditions of limited ability to recognize his acts, and imposes a penalty of 10 years of imprisonment.